Remember the good old days where we could follow every anime being released?
Yeah.
I don't. You thought you didn't have enough time to follow fall 2022
I remember those days because it was all around the hype.
Anime? Well, introducing Winter 2023, where we've added an extra 12 shows on top of how many fall had. That's an extra full season of anime per week. We've got a whole 54 new anime this season.
Why?
So I'm sure we got some quality stuff, right? Let's see, we got more isekai, a lot of isekai, Spy X, Dream Daddy, Girls Thirsty for Man's Best Friend, Nier Automata. Okay, now we're talking. Nier has one of the most hard-hitting stories in the history of video games. An incredible, profound, introspective tale exploring philosophy, consciousness that will make you question the meaning of life itself.
I have never played it. I have never wanted to play it either.
Let's see how Nier fans are appreciating this incredible story.
This fucking video is so cool. It looks like he's actually in a video game. I grew up playing Dave Mirra and riding bikes, and this looks exactly like the game did. And it's insane he managed to like sync it up so perfectly. And I don't know how he like the accuracy of the it's perfect. No. I don't.
You can't do that. You can't start the video with the sniffing meme. God's sake, Gigguk. What the fuck? Gone. What the fuck are you doing, boy?
What's your favorite Pop-Tart? Obviously, it's the strawberry one, but there's...
That's such a basic fucking bitch answer.
All right, you want a real answer, Joey?
Yes.
The 2002 tie-in merch Pop-Tarts that came out for the Spider-Man movie.
What are you saying?
You know, sometimes all you need is to show some dumb, bloody fun.
Please tell me that wasn't part of the anime. Please tell me that wasn't part of the actual anime.
And this show about a group of betrayed samurai taking revenge on their revengees called Revengers seems to be exactly that. Gen the Butcher Urabuchi is back, baby. We got the blood, we got the action, we got the violence. We don't got Tokyo in the name, that's probably why more people aren't watching this. If you like your anime with a spice of revenge on the side, just look at how hard this guy gets revenged.
Revenge.
What the fuck is this?
God damn, that guy did some revenging. There's a lot of anime to get through this season, and I want a browser that gives me the optimal anime viewing experience, which is why today's sponsor is Opera GX.
Yay!
Are you a true gamer? Don't answer that. Then Opera GX is the only web browser you should be using. What's a gamer's worst enemy? No, not gacha. Lag and choppy frame rates. And gacha. GX Control lets you enhance your gameplay's performance on PC while your browser is still open and gets rid of lag caused by gaming while listening to music. It's perfect when you're a filthy tab hoarder like me and want to keep a bunch of tabs open without your browser hurting your gaming performance. Not only that, but you can say goodbye to the plain looking browsers you're used to. For all you dark mode lovers, the accents in Opera GX are inspired by neon lights and how they break the darkness of the night. But if you're a degenerate like me and prefer the lights, you can still choose from many different special themes, wallpapers, and colors. Not enough for you gamers? Just click the little controller icon in the top left corner to go to the GX corner, which keeps you up to date with all the latest and greatest in free gaming, the best deals, new releases, and breaking gaming news. And would you look at that? If you use the link in the description, the GX corner comes with an exclusive feature that lets you see all the latest videos from the anime zone himself. So, what are you waiting for? Use the link in the description to download the Opera GX browser for absolutely free. Thank you very much to Opera GX for sponsoring us today, and back to the video.
I only have about 12 tabs open, okay? Don't start.
At this point, I'm just convinced some isekai are AI generated, because there is no way the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world isn't a title written by ChatGPT. Black hair, overpowered protag, a harem, that fucking scene where they go to magic school and everyone's surprised the main character can do magic without any incantation. This has it all. Or, wait, are we missing something?
I watched this. I think I watched this and it wasn't that bad. A lot of these hideously long title animes are actually kind of good. It feels like once you break the five word titles for a video. When it comes to anime, you've got two tiers. You've got the 1 or 2 word. They're usually A or S class, right? Then you've got these boring 4 or 5 word ones, and you're like going, oh, those are like D tier. And then you get the ones where it's like an entire sentence for a title, and you're like going, oh yeah, that shit's like A or S. It's just like, yes. They have to explain it, because why the fuck not?
And there it is! Can't have a good isekai without a bit of slavery.
Are you joking?
Is this a trope? When did this become
Please
a staple
don't do
of
that.
isekai anime? I swear to God, if I see one more anime with slavery... Ooh, slavery. Now this is the good shit. Vinland Saga is back with Studio Mappa this time, on their way to collecting every single anime franchise to ever exist. They seem to be doing an excellent job taking the mantle from Studio Wits once again. This looks like it's truly gonna do justice to the legendary source material. Stardew Valley. Alright,
Really?
we also got... Fuck, how many more sequels do we have here? Tokyo Revengers 2, Nagatoro's Second Attack, Bungo Stray Dogs 4, Rising of the Shield Lolly 2,
Buffy is just a fucking weird one. I love it. I want to watch it. It's on my
2,
list.
Danmachi 4. I think there are more sequels in this one season than all the anime in some older seasons, but all that doesn't matter because Anos the Giga Chad Vortigode has returned to take his crown once more. Oh, I don't know, he doesn't seem that different from every isekai protagonist. Oh, I'm sorry, how many other anime protagonists do you know that's won a war, had his first kiss, killed a guy with a heartbeat, got his own harem, is the strongest in the world, had 10,000 kids? When he was 1 month old. Well, looks like we got some fairy slaves this time. Gentlemen and ladies, are we not all tired of slavery in our fantasy anime? Yeah. Do we not all agree? Slavery is bad?
Slavery is definitely bad.
Well, have no fear. I shall put a stop to this endless cycle of slavery.
And now you're gonna do that?
With more slavery.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Well, it looks like
I don't think that's how you kill slavery. You don't. It's not a game of top trumps. To end slavery, you don't add more slavery. That's not how that works. Please don't tell me that's how it works. Someone should tell America.
we got ourselves a cute little shoujo about a girl and a worker fairy. That's what they called in the show. That's totally different. She's innocent. Just look at her innocently buying this fairy in a market that traffics fairies.
Such a bargain and proper nice as well.
Honestly though, that aside, it's good to see more shoujo anime coming out now, and this looks gorgeous. I'm loving the watercolor style background and character designs. If you're one of the many OG starved shoujo fans in the modern day, this might be one for you.
Man arrested on suspicion of murder.
My bros, it's starting. The era of tomboys is upon us. Short hair? Check. Cute fangs? Check. Muscles? Check. Neuron activation? Double check. If any man here wishes to join our church of tomboys today, you need just utter the holy phrase.
Love the kind of woman that can kick my ass.
Girls, if you think the
Femboys and Vtuber are better.
first thing he can say is no, we got Tomo-chan is a girl. A tomboy so friendly, so completely overpowering. She gets bro-zoned. This looks pretty cute, actually. You could have just said this was Tomboy Nozaki-kun, and that's all you needed to say, baby. We got Assassination Classroom, except the girls try to become spies in an organization based entirely around cute anime girls. I like to call this aesthetic, wait, this isn't a gacha game adaptation? No, after Licorice Recall, I'm getting a bit concerned.
Free the fairies now. Yes, always free the fairies. Always free the fairies. The gayer the fairy, the better. Always free the gay fairies first. Okay?
Now, about just how many nations have decided to put their entire
Actually, just free them all. Don't limit yourself to their sexual orientation.
national security on the back of adorable anime girls. When Kaguya-sama first aired, it asked the question, what happens if two tsunderes like each other? But now, the ice guy and his cool female colleague asks, what happens if two kuderes like each other? And I think I have the answer. Black holes with the mass of our sun will take 10,000 billion years to evaporate 0.0000001% of its mass. Meaning, black holes will be around for more years after the last star has died than there are atoms in the observable universe. They will be the oldest thing left in the dying universe. Only second to these two getting a step closer to confessing.
I was wondering why we were having a science lesson then. What the fuck?
Jumping straight off the Spy X Family hype train, we have Buddy Daddy showing what would happen if John Wick had to bring your daughter to work day. This is kind of like Spy X Family, except Anya's parents aren't casually bringing her along while they murder groups of people or assassinating her biological dad right in front of her. This is a family-friendly show, right? Ignoring this 4-year-old's incoming repressed trauma, this one's pretty cute actually, and a lot of that is down to how good of a job they're doing at portraying this kid. I think they did an even better job than Anya, making her feel like a kid. Forget your perfectly crafted birth rate fixing anime daughters, this is the real deal, because sometimes she's just an annoying little shit, ain't she?
I want to apologize.
Now, this is one I was most excited about, Trigun Stampede.
Yes! I watched like the first couple of episodes and I'm just sitting there going like, I love the action sequences. It's like every episode of this anime has one scene where you're just sitting there going like, yes! Yes!
If you got into anime in the same generation I did, Trigun was probably one of the first anime you watched, so I couldn't be more excited to see this reimagining from Studio Orange. You got a sci-fi desert setting of Dune meets Clint Eastwood, some good old-fashioned spaghetti western action, Vash is just as goofy and charismatic as ever. For all the radical changes they've made compared to the originals, I've enjoyed the first few episodes immensely. Now let's talk about 3D. Once again, Studio Orange is proving why they are the king of 3D anime. You can say you don't dig the...
So normally when it comes to 3D and anime, it's always shit. Demon Slayer is a huge exception because they use it specifically for the further back shots where you can't see the details. And like big environment scenes. Other animes just go over the top with it. Chainsaw Man, for example, it is like you can tell and you're like,
the style, but you can't say that this is a badly animated show. The insane dynamic action shots, the character animations and little micro expressions they have, nothing feels rigid or stiff. For a 3D show, this looks more expressive than most 2D anime. On a purely visual front, Studio Orange have upped their game once again, continuing to break all preconceptions about CGI anime. My only concern is if this style will be able to capture the darker sides of the story, if it is even remotely following what came before. Oh, I recognize that city from anywhere. This is a fantasy anime. Let's see what's going on in this fantasy world.
What the fuck?
We got a group.
If I could sing, I probably have a cult about that big by now. I don't have a cult full stop, but if I could sing, I probably have a huge cult by now.
Of fantasy misfits that have been thrown out of their original groups to band together to create an outcast group. And I don't know why I find this so amusing, but the main protagonist's name is Nick. Yes, Nick. I don't know why I find that so funny. And here we have the Hall of Fame of the most iconic anime characters of all time. Goku, Naruto, Saitama. Fucking Nick, innit? If you ever think you're failing in romance in life, remember this guy just snagged the prettiest girl in class who shows up at his door, cleans his room, takes care of him, and cooks him the perfect meals every day, and all he had to do was... give her an umbrella.
What?
That's it!
It should have been me! What the fuck?
That was just a joke though. See, that's not me. I'm in a happy relationship and this is way too pure and wholesome for my tastes. Just look at how innocently she takes care of him and cooks for him and cleans for him. Disgusting. This relationship is so wholesome. No guy would ever want that in their own lives. Okay, Sydney, you can put the gun away now. Oh, here we go. Another show in the teasing genre. Now we're talking. That last show was way too pure. I've seen enough Nagatoro to know where this is going. Wait a minute.
This is just more wholesome!
Is there absolutely no horny this season? Come on, it must be somewhere.
I just stopped that on the worst frame! No!
Oh,
I had to carry it. Oh, God.
boy, it's time for the era of 2B horniness to enter the anime community. Nier Automata is one of the most beloved action JRPGs of modern times, so a lot of fans will be watching this closely with judging eyes, and so far, it's pretty good. The action looks decent, they are doing my gal 2B justice in every department, the CG even looks really good. For a PS2 game, it seems like this is on course for a decent adaptation so far. But Nier has one of the most profound and amazing video game experiences of all time, but part of the reason it works is because the creator is a fucking madman. So much of Nier's insane experience...
I mean, all the best people are a bit crazy. I'm not stealing that from Alice in Wonderland or anything, but all the cool people make all the cool shit, and none of them are sane.
experience is tied to the crazy way Yoko Taro decided to integrate it into the gameplay. You complete the game, he forces you to replay it not once but twice to get the full story. It has 26 possible endings. Some of the shit in here is even out there for a lot of gamers, so I'm not sure how well the Nier Automata experience can be translated to a TV series. But either way, I'll be very curious to see how they continue to adapt. Oh, this must be that secret anime original ending. 2 years ago, Studio Bind blasted onto the scene with Mushoku Tensei, and this season they are back with Oshimai, which is unironically, and perhaps a bit worryingly, one of the best animated shows this season. I'll be honest, I've heard from manga readers this is meant to be an innocent, wholesome show, but there is some sussy-wussy anime bullshit going on in the background here. Because at the end of the day, it's about an unemployed, degenerate man who wakes up one day to find himself as a cute, young anime girl. Yes, that's right. They've made a story about a Discord mod turning into his own profile picture.
No, you can't roast my entire Discord community like this. No, you can't. No, you can't diss my entire Discord community like that, Gigguk. Can't, you dick.
It should have been me, not him!
The creator of Kakiguri is back, and they just can't seem to get away from the casino setting, can they? My man's out here casually getting a royal flush, which has a 0.000154% chance of happening, or as a gacha gamer would call it, rather good odds. This looks like a dopey, fun action series where everyone has a
I think Gant has a gacha problem. I might be wrong, but it feels like he might have a gacha problem. Does he have a... It feels like it.
Different bullshit power depending on whatever playing card they have. You got this girl, who has the power of Thai food. Then Americans be like, this is looking like it could be a lot of fun, but I think more people will be watching it if they just went ahead and called this card Captain JoJo. Alright, where's all the isekai this season?
Did someone say isekai?
Nah, I think this is a normal fantasy. Finally, a fantasy anime that goes, we don't need to copy every other fantasy isekai world to ever be made. Let's copy Attack on Titan instead. I kid. This is more Monster Hunter than it is Attack on Titan. I'm always excited to see promising anime original projects, and this one has yet to fully show its cards, so I'm definitely going to be keeping a close eye on this, if not only to keep track of how they handle the relationship between the main duo of this older guy and the younger looking teenage girl.
Oh my god!
何やってんだ? あれは1回でいいんだよ。
もしもし、ポリスメン
Bye, bitch!
Now here's an isekai concept I can get behind. What's the best way to save up for early retirement? Just embezzle your money.
I keep forgetting how fucking good Gigguk is at editing his shit. It's so fucking funny. I'm like sitting there watching it going like, oh my god, this is gonna be so intense, and then he comes up with me and I'm like, bitch, don't do this to me.
To another world. You know, we've had enough morally correct power fantasy protagonists. I'm glad there's finally a girl who's showing us what isekai was always meant to be about. Escaping the IRS. Holy Jesus, how many more isekai fantasy shows do we have this season? We got an actual farming isekai this time, where they do real farming instead of killing dragons with carrots or whatever the hell this is. I know you think you've seen every ridiculous isekai power-up imaginable, but campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill has introduced possibly the most overpowered ability an isekai protagonist has ever acquired. Amazon Prime. Chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army? Finally, an isekai protagonist with a...
Did you know that you could link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch and then subscribe to your favorite streamer for free? Even though technically it's not for free, it's just a perk of Amazon Prime. I'm not just saying that because they just had an Amazon Prime thing pop up on TV or anything.
The worthless power I can relate to. Being 30. There's yet another fantasy about an Otome game villainess. To its credit, this one has a pretty unique premise. Instead of a girl getting isekai'd into an Otome game, the in-game characters can actually hear their players' Let's Play commentary as the voice of God. We finally got lock-picking lawyer in another world. Dude gets isekai'd just to find himself opening chests for his party. Reborn to the Master of Blade, from Hero King to Extraordinary Squire, looks alright actually. It's always refreshing to see dragons that not only aren't CG, but looks good. And I can say that about the rest of this show as well. It looks way better better than it has any right to be, but with so many isekai and fantasy shows airing this season, I might actually have to be selective with which shows I watch, which is why I've had to put all my chips into one isekai pick this season. It would probably be this. The magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and young genius lady may sound like a title designed
that you know this is going to be a good anime strictly just because it's a full-blown sentence just for the title. If it has a comma, it's overpowered. I don't think it has a comma though.
Give your brain an aneurysm, but it's a show that instantly charms you into its world and characters. It's one of those shows that actually tries to tell a classic fantasy story over doing bullshit isekai stuff, and a lot of this is down to the protagonist being an absolute force of nature. I am convinced she's the reincarnation of Chisato in a fantasy world, because she takes over any scene with her infectious energy. But I know, there's a lot of isekai this season. What is this show doing that's more special than every other isekai airing right now? Gay girls, isn't it? Hey guys, hope.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Thank you, Gon. Really love and appreciate you.
One day I feel